Hello, welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk about time and experiencing and how we kind of get it backwards quite often, right? Especially when we are wondering when our manifestation is going to start and then the physical appearances are going to appear, right? That's where people think or experience or have an understanding of what time is, right? Most people think time is a container that we are in, and experiences happen within that container. We pick an hour, what happens in that hour? We pick 2 hours, what happens in that hour? What happened in that year? What happened in that year? How many experiences did we have in that year, right? Container. We create a container. Experience is the container, not time. Time is just a measurement of arbitrary points where you have imagined certain things having happened and you are recreating it then and there, right? That's the story we tell about how long something seemed to take. Oh no, I've been at this job for 25 years. You're creating the container of 25 years and the experience of being that person for 25 years. How would you have preferred it to be? That's you creating now, not recalling nonsense. Right? When you fry an egg, you say it took 2 or 3, 4, 5 minutes, whatever. But really, there was just an experience, and then we labeled it after 5 minutes, and then sooner or later, the label of 5 minutes became fundamentally and grounded as a fact that this takes 5 minutes, right? It's not true. What's actually happening is that reality is coming from within you. You're not moving forward in time, you're moving forward in being, right? Time is the byproduct, not the cause. And your awareness doesn't live inside time. Time lives inside your awareness, but time doesn't even exist like that. When I say time lives inside your awareness, I mean the point A of experiencing to point B of experiencing, as that we have labeled time, that lives inside your awareness, but all of it is happening simultaneously. The only way we can experience it is through linear unfolding. And then we just put two arbitrary points, and then we say that there's a certain amount of time that happened between them, right? It's not true. Right? We have become so stagnated by our holding onto these arbitrary invisible containers that contain certain experiences. Oh no, for this 1 hour I watched this TV show. It's not true, right? You literally can't miss a moment. There's no version of you that went left and then you missed someone that you could have met by going right? Because reality doesn't split like that. It comes from you. Whatever you are physically experiencing as your reality, that is your experiencing of reality, right? So whatever you are aware of now is reality. So if you choose again and revise, imagine your preference in that, no, I always see the people that I care about wherever I go, right? That's going to be your experiencing, the alternative, right? The alternate superimposed idea of reality that exists now. You didn't miss it. It's still there, right? It's always going to be there. You're just not experiencing it. You are in it. You are not in it. Like you didn't not be there, right? That's what I mean. But that experience can exist. So everything you experience is a perfect reflection of who you are being right now. Forward is subjective. Right? You are always going forward as consciousness. Your consciousness is just going forward. When I say going forward, I mean the illusion of things rearranging itself around your consciousness. Right? The illusion of going forward. You are not going forward in time, you are going forward in a subjective experience. Right? The preferences you hold, the identity you choose. So the real question becomes, what's my preference? Right? Who am I deciding to be? Because that choice determines the entire field of experiences that arise in time. And you only pick what you are. That's it. Right? You only choose. Right? And whatever you pick, whatever you chose, that's you. I can only choose what I am. And what I am is what I have chosen. Who I am. Right? That's why I am that I am. That's what the saying means. That the scripture means, the verse means, the affirmation means that. Time is not the container. Experience is the container. You are the container and you are the experiencing. Reality emerges from you. Never out there. You can't miss what's yours. Right? It's all yours. So even if you imagine missing the thing, that's yours too. Right? So you're moving forward as your chosen identity. So instead of asking, how long will it take? Ask, who am I being right now? Because that's the real cause of what comes next. And speaking of choosing reality, right? Do not buy in to this idea that you need to choose something, right? You will experience, or you can experience, or you could experience people who are deeply committed to their version of reality, this fear-based, illusionary, broken experiences of love and relationships, right? And you'll see it because all experiences have enough evidence to prove that they are there, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be an experience if it didn't have it. Of course there's books about broken love. Of course there's stats. Of course there's research. Of course there's think pieces. Of course there's facts about why marriage and love doesn't work anymore, right? Of course, they'll tell you men die in marriages, women submit in marriages, right? Marriage is the death of love. It's quite funny, right? Women are like this, men are like this. None of it's true. Zero. Absolutely none of it is a factual thing. But there are evidence of those things, but those evidence are, again, 3D appearances that back up what you were saying. None of it's true. None of it's universally true. There's only one universal truth, and that is I am. Right? So unless you pick it up and start carrying it around with you, it's not going to be your reality. Right? You don't need to be different to deserve any kind of love. You don't need to guilt yourself into staying with someone you are no longer choosing to stay with or choosing to be as that identity who is with them. Right? You don't need to feel bad for simply living your one chosen identity life right now in the way you want to live it, right? Your life is precious. All life is precious. Your life is precious as well, right? It doesn't mean stepping on other people. It means you are the only one that gets to choose who you are, not because you are guilt-tripped into doing so, right? Nobody gets to demand anything from you. No matter how convincing their stage lights are, no matter how loud their microphone is, no matter how many people are in the crowd saying yes, no matter how many credentials they have on LinkedIn or whatever it is, that you don't have to buy into anyone's version of their story. You don't have to think about your neurons being rewired the whole day. You don't have to worry about tricking your subconscious, right? Whatever is in your reality is an expression of your state. When your state changes, your perception of that thing changes too, right? Two. Oh, that was weird. You are not obligated to carry the guilt of people are starving, don't have fun, don't have money, don't want money, right? This is just how men are. How dare you want love? This is just how women are. How dare you want devotion? None of that's true. None. Zero. Zip. It doesn't matter. You don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to argue with it. You don't need to care about how many people are shouting it at you. Reality is one appearance, that one energy shaped into this. It's a magic trick, right? And you're only seeing what the trickster lets you see, but you are that trickster. You are that magician, the magician's way, right? I think it's William Whitelaw, right? You are the magician. How deeply do you want to see how the trick is, how the trick works? That's up to you, right? When you realize you can choose to see yourself deeper, you'll see yourself deeper automatically because you're going forward as choice, right? That's all that matters. So be who you've chosen. That's the only truth you need. And one last truth. I am your host, Reese. This is Rewrite Your Reality. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining the Facebook group as well. Much love there. A lot of liking and questions and things like that. Appreciate it very much. TikTok page growing every day. Love that. If you want to get a hold of me, there is an email in the description box below. You can reach out there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That being said, much love, much light, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.